Alrighty, so just some principles that we started off with. It's the pump, which is not over the limit, but it's compression and a decompression, and it's rhythmical. And this applies throughout the body. A harmonic you can go straight into, it's in the middle. It's not a total decompression, and it's not a total compression. It's in the middle. Nice and easy. And then we also get a shake, which is at the end of the decompression. This is also called rhythmical massage. And anytime I let go, everything springs back. Okay, starting on the foot, pin and stretch technique, using the toes as the lever, rotating the sole of the foot. I'm not working too hard. If you want to move into the joints, if you can, markings with nice toes, nice and open. Go in there, use them as levers, and all I'm doing here is springing the joints up and down the sole. This is a springy set of joints. Yeah? When you run, we spring. So we promote this. Okay, slight compression into making a fire. Not too fast, not too slow. You should be able to keep this up, and you generate movement all the way up into the neck. Okay, just from a different angle. Piano fingers, just body weight leaning back, gently softening into the sole. Gently pumping stretch, not too strong yet. We can go over gently. Okay. If I make space for myself, I open the leg. Okay. The calf is exposed. I introduce a rotation. Now gently pin and stretch, softening the calf. Go into the Achilles, line 1, line 2, line 0. Okay, and I could make this active. If Martin does the movement by himself, I lock. Okay, from here, you can always introduce a relaxing harmonic. You can simply rock, or you can squeeze the lines as well. If you can reach here, you can work the outside lines with your fingers. Once this is soft, we stretch. Okay. Push the heel, pull the toes. Push, pull, lean back. Pump, pump, pump. Okay. Coming out. Bit of joint compression, squeeze, and release. Squeeze, and release. Decompress, and shake. Okay. Moving into the knee. Use this leg. Use my outside or my inside thigh. Okay. I get a movement generated by my body as I pump the lines. Very gentle. just promoting flow. I can go into the knee, I support underneath. So I work around the kneecap, there are lots of structures here. If you want to, you slightly unlock, internally rotate, promote a little bit of joint play. Okay, you can simply shake. Always decompress and shake. Fine, I'm going to support the joint, come underneath, and pin and stretch. Very nice technique for the ITB. Go into the kneecap, all around, promoting, extension, extension. Okay, Jimi Hendrix, to go behind the knee, a little bit of abduction, and rotate, pin and stretch onto your finger. Okay, here again we can increase the movement. It's all supported. Increase the movement. Okay. Going into the side position, Martin, can you lie on your left-hand side? Okay. A nice technique for the outside lines. Often tender. Okay. So here's your platform. You've got enough space for movement. Line 1, 2, and 3. Rotate, you can feel the energy lines moving underneath your elbow. Remember, ladyboy hand. You can communicate with your client. They can tell you where they want your elbow. And you can also do some pin and stretch into the ankle joint. Okay. Here, of course, very nice work can be done into the ITB, into the hip. Okay. Just for your information, you know when the ITB is tight, it's the TFL and the glute max that attach into the ITB. So it's no good working people to death here. If you want to loosen this area, and the ITB relaxes. Okay. Can you lie on your stomach, please, Martin? Alrighty, so you may decide to only work the foot when the person's lying flat on their belly. So we can use a traditional Thai massage position. The foot is supported in your groin and your hip. And you just lean as you work the sole. From here, if you make space, use the heel as a lever, pin and stretch the Achilles. Very nice technique. You can move this up into the calf, again, pin and stretch. You can increase your lever. You can be quite specific. Okay, and nice technique for the sole of the foot, piano fingers. This is not how deep you go, it's how long you do it for. It's repetition. Doorways will open. Okay, moving into a stretch. Body weight, pull the heel up and lean down on the toes. Pump, 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 pump. Going into joint technique. Gently lock behind the knee. Okay. Hold below the joint there. And you gap, pull, push. There's also an element of decompression. Compression, decompression. Okay. Just making space. Fine. Martin, can you lie on your back, please? The last technique for the ankle. If you want to mobilize in this position, you go below the joints, those two bones, and you have your hands together and you push this angle here. Support, pull up, push down. So it's this. Okay, so just gliding the joint. Next we moved on to the belly. And the first thing we did was just palpation. Yeah? Just checking for tenderness. Yeah? It's just a gentle exploration. Crowd the tissue, sink, and find out. Liver, crowd, sink. And your client knows to tell you if anything. Like with Peter yesterday, he had some tension, and he told Jorge. So it's a communication. You find out where the tension is. Okay, soft tissue work. Crowd the tissue, sink, stretch. Here I'm using the hip and the ribs. Sink. Stretch. You can just use one. Hip, push. Going into the mesentery, into the ileocecal valve, pull. Push, sink, pull. You can work from the top, so go into the liver. You guys all know this, I've seen you do this anyway. Push, sink, pull. Okay. And you can go all around the belly using this technique. You can also start to mobilize the large intestine. Push, push, crowd. Mobilize it, especially for people that have got sluggish elimination. They get constipated. Follow the intestine all the way around. Our little pumps that we use, spleen, kidney. Just promoting movement, that's all. And if you want to do a recoil, it's gentle. It's not this, it's this. Okay, just to promote movement. These techniques you can do on both sides with the spleen and the liver. Go deep underneath. Okay. There, I've got the spleen between my hands. I'm influencing it through the ribs. So this is a rotation pump, compression pump, compression and mobilization. I'll do it from this side. This is a bit more vigorous. Your hand comes underneath, hand on top, compress, pump. So I'm just doing this. Gentle. Okay, then we moved up to the neck. Okay. So we started just at the front of the throat. So we take out the slack, use the head as a lever, and gently start to mobilize all the structures in the front. If you want to go there deep, you can look at people's windpipes, and sometimes they are skewed depending where the tension is, yeah, if you want to get that specific. And I'm always slightly pulling down, so if I release, the tissue jumps up again. All the way into the chest, very beautiful technique. And I go into my lymphatic. Gently stroke, drain the face, the ears, the eyes, the jaw. And of course you can do both sides. I'll come into a push and pull. underneath, just support this side of the head. I push, and I should have busy fingers. Pull, push, pull, push, pull. Very gentle. And you do this with your fingers on different parts of the neck, okay, as you want to affect it. All right. From a push-pull, I can go straight into a, I'll do it from the side, stretch. So I've done this, push, pull, push, pull. Martin knows we're going to do this together. Bring him across and gently pull. If I do it from this side, as soon as he comes back to neutral again, I'm hungry with my fingers. I grab more tissue. There. Pull, push. It's rhythmical. Hungry fingers. There. Pull, push. And I can go back to my push-pull. Okay. If I want to go into the OA, occipital, atlantal joint, so I will soften here. I will have a horseshoe hold. My fingers are like that on the occiput, just underneath. And it's equal and opposite. So I push, push. I'm gliding this joint. And I'm pulling quite strongly with my hand underneath. I can introduce a rotation. Okay. And this can become exercise for people. So Martin, I want you to tuck your chin. Very good. And lift your head just an inch. Tuck your chin, lift your head. There. Tuck your chin, lift your head. There we go. So this is to lengthen and strengthen. Okay. Some joint techniques. Gently. You guys all did very well with this. Just to start to mobilize not just muscles, but joints as well. You almost want to catch the head. The head's coming around, I'll go under, catch, under, 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 and always slight traction. Okay? The last one we did yesterday was also joint mobilization. So you rotate, side bend, and extend like this. Yeah? Support. I'm squeezing between my hands and glide. If I show you from this side, you keep moving your hand depending on where you want to mobilize. So if I go a little bit further down, there, lock, rotate, side bend, extend. And this, guys, you can progress. I said yesterday, just practice with necks. I can hold there if I want to, and gently stretch into rotation. As I pull with my fingers. Okay. And I think that's where we ended. Actually, whoa, hang on. Last thing we did was just a little bit of stretching. So for the hip, leave the other leg alone. Just support over here. Slowly. This is a pumping stretch. There. You can't hurt people if you go slowly and you don't lock the opposite leg. So the pelvis can rotate. If I change this slightly, I gently lock. I make space as I pull up and across. There. Up and across. Up and across. Okay, just do this rhythmically. Going into the hip, lock, 90, pump. 1, 2, 3. You can keep going. Okay. Pigeon pose. Piriformis, glute max. Rotate, pump as you feel the resistance. Okay, and something we didn't do, but a lot of people don't have, Martin, you've got lots of it, internal rotation, which is actually stretching external rotators. So when you see people, sometimes it could be the reason, but they're duck-footed, very often they need more internal. Okie dokie. I think that's it. Thank you. Okay.